going on, everybody? Got an update. Just kind of want to let y'all know. Uh, Me and my job kind of got into one of the longest battles. I think we've been battling this for about 3 years now. Of basically my job taking advantage of me being a foreigner. And I kind of want to start off by saying, like, basically, I joined the company, and as a foreigner joining the company, each foreigner that comes from abroad gets an automatic like $1,000 to kind of help them adjust to their living, like living in Japan and helping them move in and whatnot. And I was told that when I first got into the company, and when I got here, I didn't get any money. And so I talked to all of the other foreigners within the group in the company, and they told me basically like, yeah, well, we all got the money, so we don't know why you didn't get it. And I was like, well, I don't know why I didn't get it either. So I just kind of thought I was kind of singled out and mistreated, kind of like taken advantage of. And I don't want to say like it was because I was the only black dude in the company, but then again, it's like, do I really want to not say that? Because they've been complaining about my hair, and this is before I had this done. Like, they was complaining about how it was curly and needed to be straight. Hold on. Yeah, they was complaining about how it was like curly and needs to be straight. They started saying stuff like, because I had a suit, like the company gave me a suit to wear, so that I was able to come to work with a suit and tie. But they'd always complain about like, the way I spoke English. Like if a customer would come up and there was a black gentleman, I would say something like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And they'd be like, "That's not proper English. It's not a good inspiration for the company." And I'm like, it's a black dude coming from the States. Saying "what's up, man" is gonna make him feel at home. You know what I'm saying? So it was a bit those cultural differences. It was other foreigners in the company also trying to tell me like my English was bad when I talked to foreigners because it's disrespectful or something like that. But I'm just like, if these are Americans, like it's just stuff like that they just wasn't coming to terms with. But I want to stick to like the main stuff, which is basically the mistreatment within the company. So for those that don't know, I work for Daiwa, or I worked for Daiwa House. It is a architecture company, but also I did the resort department of Daiwa House, and it was basically helping. I was a storefront at first. I was like a hotel storefront, and it went from that to working in hotel management, which is basically me helping customers like find, you know, bookings to hotels that we provide through Daiwa. So yeah, basically that's what I ended up doing. But I just want to talk about my experience as a hotel front staff first for this video. And I'll talk about when I transfer over in the next one. But when I first got into the company as a hotel staff, everything was rushed. Our orientation was like 3 days long, but it wasn't really teaching us what to do and how to do it. It was more so, this is the company, these are all the rules, which is important. And then when it came to actually teaching us what to do in the company, because it was around Corona, it was 2020, there was no real customers. So they didn't really give us a thorough, detailed orientation, and they didn't teach us practically anything about how to operate anything in the company. So we basically just waited 3 months of just nothing, listening into videos and stuff until we actually started working. Now, mind you, we started working. Japanese people, they had appointed somebody to teach us. We were taught once, and from that point forward, if you made a mistake at all, then you would like be scolded for it, like heavily. Like when I say like heavenly scold for it, it's like the moment you make a mistake, they almost like attack you as if you're the worst person possible. I even heard one of my friends that started the company with me, they told her like, you know, if you make a mistake like that, then you won't be in this company long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like, dang, it was only our like actual first week of working, and they were already this like hardcore with, you know, really like being aggressive, so to speak, you know? So this is pretty much how the our training went, you know what I'm saying, for the first couple weeks after the few months of not doing anything but collecting money essentially. And so after that, like I didn't want to cause any problems within the company, so I just anything somebody told me to do, I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. You know, it was like clean this up or go click fix that or go count this or any of the tedious like duties that nobody else wanted to do. I always just volunteered because I was like, I was trying to make the best impression that I can in the company because I'm new. You know what I mean? And so I did that for a while, and I just noticed like the more and more people that I helped, the less and less I saw them work. Like, you know what I mean? And I know in Japan have this like power struggle where people are above you and then people are under you, like the senpai kohai culture. So like if my senpai tells me something, I have to listen, and I get that. But at the same time, it's like wow, like they were becoming more and more lazy. And I hate to say it that way, but that's just the way I saw it because they were working hard before they asked me to do something for them. But after I would do it, they just spent more time talking and standing. And obviously, it's Corona, so we only had like 9 customers a day, so to speak. So it wasn't really much to do. So any work that they gave me meant they had more free time. And I noticed that that's what was taking place. But I was like, I didn't want to get really into, the challenging them because I was like, I don't know what could happen. I'm the scared foreigner in this new company. Let's not cause any problems. And so I tried to keep going forward with that, and it just did not work in my favor. So they started to take advantage of me. They started to like neglect me. They forced me to be on the night shift, and it was really difficult for me because I like sleep. And they was like, well, it's part of the contract. You have to work at night. And I said, no, it's not. Nothing on the contract says that I have to work late nights. And I was like, well, only men have to do it. And I said, well, isn't there enough men to do it? And I was like, well, you got to do it too. So I didn't want to complain too much. So I just did the first week, but it became so stressful. I felt like I was going to throw up all the time. Like it was really hard to like eat, you know what I'm saying, during those light shifts. So I just was like, maybe can you just take me off and I'll just do a morning shift or an evening shift. They made such a big deal out of it. They were like, oh, like like I heard somebody in the back say, oh, he's just so weak. Like, oh, Michi na. Go dancing Janaya, like, you know what I'm saying? And it just made me feel like, damn, no matter what I do good, they don't notice it. But the moment you do something bad, they notice even the smallest bit of like wrong. And I just, I was just getting beat down mentally, you know what I'm saying? And I was like trying to like make everybody happy, but at the same time, hold on to my identity because the whole point of me joining the company was to uh, express my culture in exchange for the Japanese culture to be able to, interact with their customers more effectively. And that's what my mission statement was is to the company, and they loved it. But after I got into the company, it's just the administration and how it's ran is just so different. Uh, it's one of my scarcities for joining the company, but I'm gonna pause at that point, and I just want to say like, basically the company is illegally firing me, right? They just like cold turkey fired me and was just like, hey, uh, we're firing you, and the reason is because you was late. And I was like, so what is? That's the only reason it was because I was late, and they were like, yes. And I was like, okay. So then I called my boss, like, is that the only reason I'm late? Was the only reason I was fired is because I was late? And then he didn't really tell me much. He was just like, well, you don't listen to what I say. And I'm like, there's so much I need to get into, and I want to finish this a little bit. But basically, I want to say that. And so right now, I'm just battling my company, uh, with because they refusing to give me proper papers to dismiss me, and so I'm like battling that right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be successful or I'm gonna fail, but right now I'm having a couple of my Japanese friends help me because this is a serious situation. I would love to like get some advice or help from you guys if you have any advice about a foreigner being in the company and being like fired illegally or on a whim and having to like spontaneously deal with that is basically at the company's convenience. And so I want to know how to like battle that effectively. So if anybody have any advice for me, I would love to have you like add that in a comment or something like that, or reach out to me. Balance Kun or Balance Kun is my name on pretty much everything. So if y'all could reach out to me and kind of give me any piece of advice, would be greatly appreciated. Sorry this was such a long video. I have like the finishing story of my hotel experience, and before I like exchanged to like the management, which it just goes downhill from there. But yeah, thanks for listening. I hope y'all like give me some feedback. I really need it, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.